All right, Schlockmeisters fans, tonight we're going to watch a movie called Murder by Decree. Let's check it out.
There seems to be an excessive delay.
Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson.
Waiting for the prince. They can't begin until
Christopher Plummer and James Mason.
Punctuality, my dear fellow, punctuality.
The politeness of kings, yes.
They were booing the prince and the king until Watson cheered. Anyway, we've got a Jack the Ripper movie, and this is the first kill we see.
Makes three. These women murdered in Whitechapel. There was that Annie Chapman, you remember? And then there was Polly
Nichols.
Polly Nichols, that's right. And now here's a third.
Some of the locals want Sherlock Holmes to solve it.
Your citizens committee.
Well, we want this bloke to stop with his killing. We want him stopped and brought to justice. If it was the West End.
Here's a woman getting picked up.
Are you alone?
Yes.
No, it's not safe on the streets.
Oh, bless you.
Moments later, that lady is brought out, no longer alive, and dumped in the street.
2 in one night. This is getting ridiculous. Sherlock Holmes.
And Holmes is lurking about.
Oh, here?
Get him out of here.
No need to disturb yourself further, Sir Charles. I don't wish to cause dissension.
The real cops.
Come along, Watson.
I don't think they care for Mr. Holmes. Somebody wants them to meet them down by the docks.
Underneath us.
Dangerous for you too, I surmise.
If you want to know more about the Ripper murders, I'll refer you to Robert James Leeds.
He gives them a lead, but somebody else is lurking about as well. And you kind of knew this was coming. You find a message scrawled on the wall.
You are not the men that will be blamed for nothing.
Well, those are the words. Exactly.
Donald Sutherland. He claims to have seen the Ripper.
I have seen the man. No one is Jack the Ripper.
That woman don't look right. Toss another victim.
Means to arrest me.
Arrest you, Sherlock Holmes, guilty of treason? That's absurd.
Not treason, Watson. Murder.
Precisely. I don't know what falling out you had with your slimy friends, but I can place you at the scene of the murder.
Check the secret handshake. That is the handshake, or the pinky shake of the Freemasons.
So, what the... I say, Holmes, what is this mumbo-jumbo?
The handshake and the ring, Watson, are archaic rituals preserved by the 33rd degree members of the secret order of Freemasons.
Carried out by some Jew whose religious fervor sent him out in search of prostitutes to offer as a sacrifice to his god. If those words had been seen, not a Jew would have been safe.
Is a Mason. Or a man like myself who's made a study of their practices.
You mean he accuses the Masons? He wants us to believe that Jack the Ripper is a Mason? Oh, come on, Holmes.
Impossible.
Oh, Danny.
There you pimp. Thank goodness, just in time.
He's Jack the Ripper.
Watson falsely accused.
He's the Ripper, I tell you. You better arrest him or I'll scream and bring a mob.
Stop, you keep your mouth shut. You're trying to get him killed. Come on, sir, we'll sort this out downstairs.
Holmes has to get him out of jail. Finds it very amusing.
What's taken you so long?
Well, I came with all speed as soon as I heard.
Now, you'll be released into your custody, Mr. Holmes. You.
So one of the funerals is taking place. And we see, sounds like a guilty party nearby. This woman knows something.
I know that something's frightening you. What is it? Tell me.
I want to tell someone.
Before she can tell what she knows, she gets chased. They get chased. And both are knocked to the ground. But she gets taken away. Probably not good.
Find them
We'll pay a visit to the nut house where they see Geneviève Boujol.
You'll excuse us.
Mary sent you.
Why do they want to hurt you? What do they want to know?
They want my baby. And I know they'll hurt my baby if I tell. But I can't tell.
Can't get a clear picture here through the window, but it appears ominous, and I think I see some red. Holmes and Watson are nearby.
You're aware that we're being followed.
Yes, for some time now, I think. Where is Mary Kelly?
We're all searching for her. I've got men in every house.
You had her, Foxman, and you lost her intentionally.
Holmes and Watson burst in. A scene that terrified me as a child. Watson is injured. He's okay, but he can't pursue. Holmes can. He follows the killer, who takes out another victim. Eventually, Holmes catches up with them, and they fight. After one blow, he manages to kind of push the guy into the nets, where he starts to choke himself. I'm really not exactly sure how he managed to choke himself, but nonetheless, he does. Holmes explains himself to Sir John Gielgud.
How does any crook concern anyone here?
I find
Now he tells the whole story now. He's actually telling the story to a bunch of Freemasons.
They deceived her by promising to take her to her beloved Eddie. It was a simple matter to arrange, without revealing the very thing they needed to discover. Where to find the child.
Who set them on from some misguided loyalty to the royal family he served, or as a hidden agent in their cause? I accuse Sir Thomas Fry, the celebrated physician, whose hospital took Annie Crook and drove her into madness.
You are all Freemasons. You, Prime Minister, Home Secretary, Sir Charles, you, and Spivey, all Masons.
As long as the child is safe.
You have my word, I shall keep silent.
They were protecting the other Mason.
But in the event
The killer.
she is harmed in any way, I will make public everything I know. I will always have the death of Mary Kelly on my conscience. And you, Prime Minister, will have the deaths of Annie and all those tragic women and their agony.
The movie ends with a scene of that child that everybody's searching for. Living happily ever after. All right, let's talk about this movie, Murder by Decree, a review from the couch tonight. Now, this is a movie, it's probably considered the first horror movie I ever saw in the theater. I was a really young kid, and my parents, in retrospect, I know why. They're big Sherlock Holmes fans, so they decided to go see the new Sherlock Holmes movie. It was rated PG, so why not bring a little kid along? Well, I remember watching it, and as the first kill happened in the movie, my dad, mom, whispered, cover your eyes. And I was like, why? This is the best part. And I enjoyed it. But they got mad at me. And after that, I had to cover my eyes for every scene. Of course, I was peeking the entire time until the near end. The last woman in the movie, victim in the movie who got killed when Holmes burst into that room and that lady was there and she was all bloody. That scene has terrorized me for my entire life. I've remembered that scene forever, and it's just, I was petrified when I saw it in the theater. Again, I was a little kid. I remember covering my eyes and cowering in my dad's lap, basically, for the rest of the movie, which is about 20 minutes. Could not even bear to watch anything. I was just terrified, terrified, terrified. Now, next time I watched this movie was around 1993 or so, when it showed up on cable, I believe, and I taped it, and I liked it. I watched it then, and the next the next time I watched that was today. I've seen this movie 3 times in my life. And is it any good? Yeah, I think it is pretty good, actually. Critics seem to have liked it. Christopher Plummer plays Sherlock Holmes, James Mason, Dr. Watson, and it's they're going after Jack the Ripper. Of course, it's a fictional character going after a real-life serial killer in Jack the Ripper, the Whitechapel murders in London in the late 1880s, I think it was. So anyway, this particular movie was based on a book which kind of pointed the finger at some Freemasons, some sort of club. Really, I don't know much about the Freemasons, to be honest with you. And I didn't quite follow the plot completely. I guess they were trying to get a hold of a baby for some reason. I don't know. But it wasn't all the Freemasons. It was just like, one guy. But because of this cult-like atmosphere around the Freemasons, when the other Freemasons found out about it, they had to protect them. And they did. And Sherlock Holmes found out about it. And eventually he caught up with the killer at the end of this movie. And they got into a fight down by the docks. And the guy fell into like some fish nets or something and somehow drowned himself. It was a strange scene. I don't know how that happened. But he drowned himself. He choked himself in the nets and died. And then the last few scenes of the movie, last like 50 minutes or so, is basically Holmes in a room with a bunch of Freemasons, like 3 or 4 of them, basically telling them what happened. And he's like, I know what's going on here. I know you guys didn't do this, but you were protecting him, blah, blah, blah. We got to keep this baby alive. As long as the baby's fine, I won't say anything. And they say, well, we don't even know where the baby is. So again, I wish maybe I need to see this movie a second time to find out why they wanted this baby, but whatever. The last scene in the movie shows the baby, or it's kind of a little kid by this point, maybe 3 years old or so, running and playing. And I guess we're to believe that the baby's going to be fine. So there you go. That's our movie, Murder by Decree. Again, rated PG, no nudity, but there are some violent scenes in this. Usually just a couple of bodies, really. But again, as a youngster, when I was really young, movie terrified me. At least some of it did. So there you go. Donald Sutherland's in this, Genevieve Bujold as well, and anybody else? I can't remember. But anyway, that's it. It's Murder by Decree. It is available on DVD, put out by Anchor Bay. Probably has a Blu-ray release by now. I'm not sure who it is, but whatever the case is, I will leave a link to it down below. And you should click that link from Amazon and buy it because it's a decent film. Check it out. Leave some comments. It's Murder by Decree. Watch it. Bye.